Hello friends, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today's part 2 of my decorating. I think this part will be a little bit shorter than the last one, but I had a ton of footage. So today I wanted to finish the living room, so I wanted to do the bookshelf and get the candles in the window, just do all the things, get the tree up, which I actually like to do my tree like the very last thing I do. Just find it really relaxing. So I got the bookshelf set up. I think it's pretty much the same. I do like pretty much the same thing every year. I might change it a little if I get something new, but I like it. And then I usually put lights on there as well, like usually battery lights. Now, I didn't have this shelf last year. I had a different one. And so I was thinking about doing the village on that shelf. So I have this Alpine Village from the 70s, which I love, but I actually had forgot that I had this cardboard one that I had got as well. So I was thinking that I could probably combine the two of them together. And last year I just did this on top of my TV, but I didn't want to do that this year. So that's why I was having a little bit of a dilemma about what I should do. So I figured I would go ahead and try it and see if I liked it. The worst thing that could happen is I didn't like it and I could just take it down. This one did come with lights, but I just usually use battery operated lights because it's just easier than, plus I didn't have enough lights for all of the houses, so I just went with that. So I had these tiny shipping boxes that we don't ever really use. I have a ton of them. And I kind of wanted to do like 2 layers or levels because the houses are tiny and the space between the shelves is large. So I thought I need something like usually I use styrofoam when I do villages, but I didn't really have any styrofoam that would work. So I just thought, well, I'll use these boxes and see to cover them with the cotton batting that's, snow or whatever. Also, talked about this before, but the fact that they put the thermostat in the middle of a wall is like, it makes me feel ragey constantly because it's the dumbest place to ever put one. And I've lived in probably more than 30 houses in my life, and I've never seen that in the middle of the wall. But it's there. So until, I don't even know if you can get something like that moved. I'm sure you could. I don't know how expensive it would be, but anyway, I ended up setting up the village up there and I loved how it turned out. Using those boxes was the perfect thing. And I did end up using some battery operated lights in there as well. I think I ended up showing that at first. I don't think I had the battery operated lights. So I thought maybe I could just use these tea lights, but I ended up not liking the way it looked. So I think we ended up going out to the store to look for battery operated lights. I like the ones that you can get on the timer, like usually a 6-hour timer. That way you can just set it at the beginning of the season and just it'll come on and off on its own. But I don't think I was able to find the ones that I wanted in a timer for there. But on top of the record stand, which is right below it, I put my church here. And I found this plate holder that I thought, oh, I could maybe put records in there. So that's what I've been doing. I've been putting, I think I can hold 6 or 7 records in there. I counted over like 80 Christmas records that I have. And so in order to actually listen to all of them, I need to listen to several a day from now until Christmas. So I've been trying to do that every day. So I just pull so many up at a time. And it seems to be working out nicely. Plus, a lot of the records are just really cute, so it makes good decor as well. But I'm not really a hang records on the wall kind of person because I actually listen to them. So this kind of best of both worlds. So I'm taking a little break. We went to the store, got some lights. I'm baking these gluten-free chocolate chip cookies, which are so good. It's been a long time since I had them too because they're kind of pricey. and made myself a mocha and got all of the lights out. I was able to find colored timer lights, which is great. I put white lights on here last year, I think, but I love the way that it turned out with the colored lights. I'm definitely going to do that every year from now on. And then unfortunately I was not able to find some lights. Like, I wanted warm white lights for this, so I wasn't able to find a timer, but that's okay. I think that they turn out great. So I just pushed lights inside the houses, and then in between there's like a light in each, but I like the way that it turned out, so I'm quite happy with that. And then this is after I've been out doing all of my shopping that I've shown in recent videos. So I needed to add all of my new stuff to the areas that I already decorated, which I was so beyond excited for. So at the antique store, I had got some more lights for the ceramic tree. I got a couple more angels, so I was gonna put the angels up there with the other ones I already have, and I love this. I'm so happy I found those. I ended up taking down the 2 small ceramic trees that was up there and just spread the angels out. I love the way it looks though. This is like one of my favorite parts that I've decorated, and I do it exactly the same every year because I love it so much. I also did get the Christmas china in there as well previously, but I don't think I showed it. So then I put all of the ceramic trees here. I just used some battery operated lights and pushed them up inside those 2 smaller trees, and I like the way that turned out. And I ended up like swapping out some of the lights because this middle tree was very heavy with it had a lot of yellow lights on it, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I was able to make it look a little different. And then these smaller trees, I need to find like very tiny lights for in order to get in there. So I did find some on Amazon, which is great. And yeah, I don't know, I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. I did notice that my newest tree though wasn't glowing as bright as the other 2, so I ended up swapping the light bulb for a different like higher wattage light bulb, and after I got them plugged back in, I think it looked better with the glowing nice and bright. It looks even better in the dark, but I guess I didn't take a shot of that. I will be probably posting like just a house decor tour that's more concise. So while I was doing other things, John was nice enough to put the tree together and put it up here. I wanted to put it here this year, but I did end up switching it to in front of the window. I didn't want to have to like move things, but I just ended up doing it. So all the leftover things I didn't use in the living room, I put in this laundry basket. I made myself a mocha, and then I'm gonna go downstairs in the basement and see what I could do down there. We do have a tree down there as well. It's like our old tree from like 10 years ago or something. So I took my stuff down there. I needed to tidy up a little bit down here, but I was very excited. We love watching movies down here, so I really wanted to have a little bit of decor. So I've got this tray here that I made a few years ago. I did a video on it. I love the way that this turned out. The video really didn't do very well though, but maybe I'll link it below if you feel like checking it out. It's nothing like spectacular, but I just love the way that it turned out. So we always put this down here on the coffee table, and I usually just put snacks on it. But we didn't have this fireplace until this year, so It was like a Facebook Marketplace find for like $40, but it makes it so cozy down here and adds a little heat. So anyway, I got to work cleaning. I'm cleaning with the Mrs. Meyer's peppermint, of course. So amazing. It's like the smell of Christmas for me. So I was just kind of brainstorming what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to have some candles down here, but I need to put them like where Marley can't get at them, because she always jumps up on the coffee table, so I definitely didn't want to have them down there. I wanted to put this crackling hearth candle down here. It smells so amazing. We've been burning it almost every time we're watching a movie, but I thought it would go well with the smell of the like Christmas tree candle as well, which it does. And then I just put a little one of the small like candy cane peppermint candles that I had a couple of those, so I just put one of those down there. And we already had that little stand thing. I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be, but I just thought that looked nice. So then I went into my basket of things here. I had brought down one of the Santa blow molds because I have another one that's like basically identical, but it doesn't light up, and I'd already used that in the living room, so I thought, well, maybe I could use this one down in the basement. So I thought maybe that might go nice on top of the fireplace as well. And then I have these two little candles, which I love so much. I want to learn how to make these. My grandma had these in her home when I was a kid, so I think I thrifted them last year, maybe the year before, but I had two of them, so I thought maybe I'd put one on each end table next to the couch, but I do end up putting them somewhere different. But I do love the way that the Santa looks over there on top of the fireplace. I also have this really cute little figurine. It's like the guy from Rudolph, the snowman from Rudolph. I forget his name. I think it might be Sam. But anyway, this is from the year 2000. I think I bought this for 50 cents. And like usually licensed stuff is very expensive. So I wanted to put that down here somewhere. I wasn't sure where to put it though. I put it up there with the candles, but I think I might have moved it somewhere else after that. I can't remember. And then I ended up moving the Santa over and then putting this vintage like chip bowl here. It's just filled with nuts right now, like peanuts. Usually we just buy like bagged nuts in the shell during the holidays, so we just haven't got them yet. So then I just looked in the bin to see what else was in there. I have a couple more of those like vintage inspired pillow covers. I think I showed them in my last part as well. They're like super inexpensive on Amazon, and it really adds a nice vintage touch, like for relatively cheap. So I have those for the couch, and then I just have a lot of ornaments in here for the tree. I also found this, it's not vintage, but I think it's supposed to be like vintage inspired tree topper. So remind me of the tree toppers we had when I was a kid. So it's just our old tree down here. So I just kept it, and we use it down here now. It's like a very slim tree, so it's kind of good. But we just have a lot of ornaments from like movies and cartoon shows that we watch during the holidays. So most of these are thrifted. Occasionally we will buy one. Sometimes like we bought that Christmas Vacation one, and then we do have some sentimental ornaments too, like from the year we bought our house. But there's a Santa from Rudolph. We have like Rudolph, a lot of Rudolph ones, I think. John has this game controller, and then he got this like a Sega game this year for the tree. We've got a Snoopy one that we thrifted. Just like a lot of that. And then I have some A&W ones as well. I just recently got one this year, another one, but I used to work at A&W a long time ago. They used to give us an ornament, and this is one of the ones that they gave us. It would have been back in like 2008 or something. I wish I had more of them that they gave us, but I don't know what happened to them. And then I just have some plastic bells that I also put on the tree. So it's not like a super full tree, but we need to, I feel like a Christmas Story, we need to get an ornament from a Christmas Story, like maybe the leg lamp or something. I was trying to think of some other ones too. But usually we just buy them if they're like inexpensive or if we find them thrifting. But because those ornaments, I think I showed a few videos ago when I was in the Hallmark store, I was like showing all the ornaments they had, but I mean, they're really expensive for one ornament. So we usually just do like, sometimes you can find them for like $12. I feel like that's more reasonable than say like $30. And while I was decorating down here, Marley came downstairs because John was in his office working, which is also down here. And she came down and laid on the couch. She's already claimed this blanket, by the way. If you saw me thrift this just a few videos ago, she already completely claimed it as her own. So then I was looking through some boxes of things I have to sell that like I haven't listed yet. And I remembered that I had a whole bunch of holiday napkins. Like they look like they're from maybe the late 70s or 80s. So I think I'm just going to use some of them down here because I'm always like wanting a napkin or paper towel for like eating down here. During the holidays, we spend a ton of time watching movies too, which is like my favorite thing to do, which if you're not new here, you already know that. But then I did, I seen this, which I thought I could use. So I ended up taking that out to use, and then I saw these like stockings, which I thought I was out of stock of these type of stockings. They're a big seller for me, but I did notice these two, and I thought, oh, maybe I could use those as well. So I ended up using that up here with this battery operated candle, and then I just put the other two candles on top of this TV that we have down here. It's like hooked up to the VCR, and yeah, I thought these two stockings might look nice hanging on the fireplace, especially with the Santa, and it's like a whole vibe, but I haven't actually put them up yet. They're still just sitting there. And then I did just find a string of battery operated colored lights with like these little bulb things on it, so I just strung those across in front of the big screen TV, and yeah. So this is it all done. I'm really liking the vibe down here. It's like the coziest place to watch movies too. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. It's very, very cozy. I've already watched a bunch of movies down here. Oh, and I did just put this Frosty here that I thrifted a few videos ago as well. And then I have the napkin holder that I also thrifted. So I just put this tray up here. I thought, oh, I could just put napkins here and like paper plates. Sometimes we use paper plates during the holidays for like snacks. I also put a tree up in my room. This tree I thrifted as well a few years ago. It just has white lights on it. Marley was being so cute. She loves the Star Wars blanket, so it's just always on the bed for her, and that's where she spends most of her time. But so I just have one bin of things for up here. I also put a tree up in the other room as well. So it's just ornaments for those two trees, and I thrifted that tree as well, which doesn't have lights on it, so I just put lights on it. And then I also have this little Hello Kitty that's dressed up like an elf, but on the one tree I do like satin bells mainly, and then on the other tree is more kind of pastel, but also with satin bells actually. But I'll show you the ornaments like in more detail. And then I was remembering like other things that were in here that I had forgot were in here. So there's this plastic, I think I bought this last year or maybe the year before at the antique store, but I usually just hang it on the door. But I completely forgot that was in there. And so I had thrifted these satin bells that I'm gonna use on the tree in here along with those ones. And I probably put too many yellow ones on the tree, but and then I also found another snow globe that I had forgot as well. I must have thrifted it last year, but it's a Peanuts like Charlie Brown snow globe, which I mean, I'm sure that this was probably like I said, if you watch that video when I was in the Hallmark store, I'm sure that was probably $50 new, so I definitely didn't pay that much. And then I also have this miniature ceramic tree that I just put in my room with battery operated lights. I usually put it on my vanity, which I did know that was in there. And I also have these deer that I put on my tree in my room that are vintage inspired. I got a pink one and a blue one, and I also have those wooden ornaments that are vintage inspired too. But I love these deer. I wish I would have bought more. So here is the one tree. Just has some colored lights on it, the satin bells. I don't remember if this topper is vintage or vintage inspired, but there's not like a ton on here, but I do like it. It gives a nice like warm glow. And then for my tree, it already came with the white lights attached to it, which is nice. It's just plug it in and ready to go. I wish that I could get a colored tree, or a new tree with lights attached that were colored, that were not LED, because I don't know about anyone else, but the LED lights just aren't it. I know they're supposed to be better, but the tree topper that I have for this tree, I'm obsessed with. It's just like the angels I have downstairs. So, and it also has just white lights, so it works perfect with this tree. And then I also just put this blue garland, which is vintage. It's quite skinny, so it also kind of works for the tree, but I quite like it. I love the tree topper. And so these are just some of my ornaments for this tree. So I found years and years ago this big bag filled with these Disney satin bells. I think there was like 16 or 18 in there, which is amazing. It was just a few dollars. I have a couple satin bells from my grandma when I was a baby that my parents just had at their house, and they gave them back to me a few years ago. So I just put those on the tree because it kind of matches the vibe. And then I have a Ziggy one, and I found a Care Bear one. I have these little styrofoam apples and strawberries, and then just some of these bluebells because it kind of matches. Oh, also I have these gold apples, so just kind of goes together. I really like it. It's definitely a different vibe than any of my other trees, but I do really like it a lot. And sometimes I'll watch movies up here, so it's nice to have the tree on. I don't know. I love Christmas, so I don't mind having so many trees. All right, so now we've made it to the final tree, the final thing in the decorating. And this is when I realized, I don't know if I like the tree there. Mostly because when I was sitting on the couch, it kind of blocked the bookshelf. But I didn't really want to have to move the TV and do a bunch of things this year. But ultimately, I decided that I would. So the tree does look really nice in front of the window. But I didn't want to have to move so much furniture, but whatever. It didn't take that long. So this tree was, I don't know. This is the first time I bought an expensive tree in my life when we moved here. And it is not the greatest. It's not very forgiving in terms of trying to move the branches. I feel like whenever I try to move them, they just kind of snap back to where they were. My arms are so torn up from trying to mess with this tree. And so when I look at it, I see holes in it. And anyway, I just gave up after a while. I was like, it is what it is. I'll try to fill it in with ornaments and whatnot. I was sitting down taking a break because out of sheer frustration, but it was fine. I got all the lights on, I added the garland, and then it was time to put on the ornaments, which is my favorite part. So I bought this organizer for ornaments, I think last year or maybe the year before, and it's been life-changing. I'm the kind of person that likes to decorate with specific ornaments all at once. So I'll put all of the dancing Santas on the tree, and then I'll put all of the reindeer on the tree. So it's just really nice having them all organized together, but then also all of my ornaments are pretty old, so it is nice to have them more contained, I guess. So they come with these little cardboard inserts that you can arrange however you want to, so however big or small you need them. And they would obviously be great for like glass ornaments as well, which I do have some, but they're packed away because cats. Marley doesn't actually really go toward the tree at all anymore now that she's older, but you never know. I remember I tried to use glass ornaments one year, and our other cat, as soon as I put one on the tree, our other cat walked over and smacked it off the tree and shattered it. I was like, okay, that's my sign. But I have a ton of flocked ornaments. If you're not new here, you already know that. Those are my favorites. I also have a ton of wooden ornaments. So I kind of have those on one level. And then I do have plastic ornaments that are sort of meant to look older, like old glass ornaments. So I got these in a big set a few years ago. But I think that they add a nice charm to the tree without actually having glass ornaments on there. So I don't know, they kind of like fit with the vibe of the tree. So anyway, yeah, so I usually just like to save this till the very last because I find it really like relaxing and nice. And I did wait until the next day to put the ornaments on because I was so frustrated with the tree the day before putting the lights on, but it's all fine. It all worked out. I was I don't know, I've been feeling like a little bit depressed lately, so that was affecting me as well, but I'm very happy that the whole house is decorated now. And then of course I have the new ornaments that I bought this year for the tree as well, so I had to open those up and put those on. But I love these drums, flocked ornaments. I love my tree so much. It reminds me exactly of the trees that we had like at my house and my dad's house, my grandma's house when I was a kid, like in the 80s and in the 90s. So it brings me so much joy, more joy than probably any other Christmas tree I've ever had before. So I'm super happy. This bell I made when I was like 5, I think, and when I was cleaning out my mom's house, I found it in the Christmas stuff, so I kept it and I put it on the tree every year. And then this one I didn't make, but I love homemade ornaments, so whenever I see them, I just want to get them. So this one's made from a couple of nuts, and then I found the strawberry one as well. I just like random homemade ornaments that I didn't make, nor did anyone in my family. I don't know, it just adds like charm to your tree, I feel like. And it kind of makes me want to make ornaments from nuts because I think they look really cute, but I haven't done it yet. So after all of that, I made us some Big Macs and we watched Holiday Inn because I was feeling really good at that point. Like all the decorating was done and I was feeling super festive. Holiday Inn is one of my favorites. So, and then I'm gonna end the video with a very cute Marley bear. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And like I said, I'll probably post another, like just a home decor video that's more concise. I probably won't even talk in it. I'll just show everything. And I have already started like vlogging for like Vlogmas. So very excited about that. It's like my favorite time of the year. So I'm very excited. Anyway, thank you for watching and I'll see you again soon.